Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1952 film We're Not Married. This is an ensemble piece. It has Ginger Rogers in it, another movie with Marilyn Monroe, has Paul Douglas in it, and of course this film it's also a quite short film, and Marilyn Monroe is only like one sequence in this whole film, which we're going to get into. Of course, the movie We're Not Married is about these five couples who find out that they were not legally married, and because it was a screw up. All these five couples went to well, at the beginning of the film, let's focus on one couple, and that's the Ginger Rogers and the guy that she wants to marry. And they find out that, like 2 years later, find out that he was not officially, they went to a justice of the peace to get married, and he was not officially, he didn't have his license didn't officially kick in to January 1. So between Christmas and New Year's, from December 24th to December 31, he was not legally allowed to marry anybody until January 1. So he had to contact all the couples who he had married that week, and he looks up the logbook or who he married, and he found five couples, because it was actually technically six couples, but a sixth couple found out in court because they were going through a divorce, and they found out they weren't actually married in the first place. So because the justice of the peace's license, like I said earlier, didn't kick into January 1. So he had to contact everyone. As soon as I get the license, I thought I could marry people. And they found, the government says, no, you're not legally required to marry people until when the license officially kicks in. So you have to contact all these people and tell them that they're not legally married. And so he contacts five couples. One of them, of course, was Ginger Rogers, which contacted later on. But one of the other couples that he married that wasn't legal was Marilyn Monroe and her husband, her on-screen husband. And not only that, but what made it worse was that she actually had a kid. They were married and actually had a kid. And she found out that she was running for, or Marilyn Monroe's character was running for Mrs. America, because there actually is a Mrs. America. Everyone knows the Miss America contest, but she was in the Mrs. for America for married for the beauty contest for married women, and then actually, of course, they found out that she was not legally married, so she had to be disqualified from the contest because she was still legally single, and so they had that whole thing, and they had several couples. And who looks like they were going to be like, there was one couple with Eve Owen who played Al Miss Brooks on television, and of course the principal in the Grease movies was married to Paul Douglas in this film, and it looked like they were going to be divorced, or they found out they were not legally married, and they found out, it looked like it was implied that some of the couples would say, okay, since we're not legally married, let's split up. So at least now we found out we don't have to go through a divorce because we're not legally married anyway. But in the end of the movie, I think that's about all the couples who were not legally married do end up getting married at the end, or remarried, when they get to the end of this film. And one of the funnier couples was a guy who was about to be shipped off to the military during the war. I guess it was a play for World War. The Korean War, because the movie's 1952, so it kind of applies maybe it's implied maybe World War II, but I think it's more Korea because it's a 1952 film. Found out that his wife was pregnant, or the girl he married was pregnant, and they actually did use the word pregnant in this film, which is surprising because when around this time. You had a very popular show, I Love Lucy, and we were not allowed to use the word pregnant on television. But I guess in the movie it's okay, I guess, in the 50s. But they found out that she was going to have a baby, and they also found out they were not legally married. So the guy who was supposed to ship off actually goes AWOL. So you get an actual legit marriage license, who can be legitimate married to his wife. So when his wife gives birth, the baby won't be labeled illegitimate. So they do this whole rigmarole, and I think that sequence is like the funniest one of the 5 stories in this film. At least I felt it was the funniest one, because the guy was trying to avoid the military police. The MPs were chasing him, because he went AWOL and they were chasing him all over the place. And long story short, he did get the the marriage license. But the problem was it was too late to get married by the justice of the peace. But the military had a chaplain, and the chaplain decides to marry them over the phone. Kind of like the bit with Happy Days when Richie marries Zoe Beth over the phone. They did that in this movie, and I thought it was, but that storyline with the the guy in the army with his girl, I thought that was the funniest one of the 5 stories. I mean, they have stuff that was like funny for like 2 seconds. It's funny, but not the whole storyline. That subplot with the guy in the army and his girlfriend, I thought that was the funniest one and the best part of the movie. And once again, I just reviewed another movie, Let's Make It Legal, with Marilyn Monroe, and she's only like 3 scenes in the movie. In this movie, she's only in like 1 sequence in the whole film, one piece of this movie, one subplot of this film. And like I already mentioned, when she was supposed to be Mrs. America, or in the Mrs. America contest, and she had to be disqualified because she wasn't married. That was the only sequence you actually see Marilyn Monroe in. Well, actually, not in that sequence, but at the end of the movie, you do see her getting remarried to her husband at the end of this film. So you actually saw it twice in this film. So I thought it was kind of like a rip-off, because it's not well for iconic roles, and they should just show her iconic movies. And I mean, these 2 movies that I reviewed, today, and hopefully get uploaded today, are the 2 films that I think like little known Marilyn Monroe films, because it's like real early in her career, and so it's interesting to see her in where she's not the main character. It's very interesting to see that. So that's been a movie review of the movie We're Not Married. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video on your Facebook pages. And check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at RallyC.com, so WDY, and C.com. Homepage is my review of Christy Moore, and please check out all my videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.